Hey guys, what's up? Evan Duarte from Epic Effects here, and today I want to do a tutorial for you guys on how to do depth of field. Okay, just a short little tidbit. Depth of field, basically what it is it's focal distance, basically. If you put your finger in front of your face and focus on your finger, everything behind it is going to be all blurry and out of focus. So just an explanation of what that is. And you can see what essentially the look that we're going for in this very badly rendered image here. I just did not take the time to fully render it for the tutorial because, well, hey, I'm not that dedicated. Anyway, so let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and go to File and New. And we'll go ahead and set up our scene. Go ahead and get rid of the default cube, and we'll start by making a plane by hitting Shift A, and we'll go to Mesh, click Plane, and then we'll go to we'll try and scale it up by hitting S and just moving our cursor outward. Okay, looks good. Okay, let's go ahead and get some text going. And so we'll hit Shift A, go to Text, and we'll go ahead and rotate that text 90 degrees by hitting R, and we'll rotate it on the X-axis, so we'll hit the X button, and then we'll enter a value of 90 and press Enter. And we can go ahead and maybe position our camera a little bit. Something, you know, simple, and then we'll hit Control Alt 0, the number pad 0, to get our camera in place to set our set up the position. Okay, and let's see, we can go ahead and move our camera by hitting, or actually by right-clicking on the camera, and then hit G, and just kind of choose which axis you want to move it on. So I'll choose X, just kind of move it over. Okay, and we'll go back to our text, and we'll hit Tab to go into edit mode. Just backspace all that out, and let's see, we'll type in something. Epic. Great. Okay, and we'll go ahead and extrude the text by hitting the W button. Extrude size, and get a little nice 3D action going there. Okay, and let's just go ahead and get out of the camera view, and we'll go ahead and set up a seamless background. And so we'll go ahead and go into we'll right click our plane, and we'll hit Tab to go into edit mode, and then we will select the edge select mode. And if we just select this back edge here, actually let me get the camera in position. If we just select this back edge here, we can hit I think it's E, okay, to extrude it and then kind of move it up, and then we'll do that again. And one more time. That looks good, and then we will go ahead and go out of edit mode by hitting Tab. Or actually, oh no, I guess it doesn't work. Okay, so you can just manually go back into object mode and hit S, and we'll scale it on the X-axis just to kind of make sure it's in our shot, and we can hit 0 and go back to the camera mode, or the camera view, should I say. Okay, now let's go ahead and position the text. Oops. Right click the text, and we'll go ahead and position it a little bit closer to our camera. About right there, I guess. Okay. And what we'll go ahead and do is we'll make an array of, I don't know, I guess maybe some spheres. So we'll hit Shift A and we'll go to Mesh, UV Sphere. Okay, and if we just hold Control and move this up on the Z-axis, it'll snap to the plane, so it's not going through it. It's just perfectly aligned. And we'll just move this back a bit. And let's see, we can smooth it. And then what we'll do is we'll make an array of it, and we'll just make sure we have our UV sphere selected. Then we'll go to the modifier area and go to Add Modifier Array, and just get a couple of these. Not a whole bunch, about maybe 5, and we can just kind of space them out. And let's go ahead and scale these down actually. And then oops. And we'll just kind of move them onto the plane. Okay. Alright, then we'll hit, well, maybe we can move them out a bit more and send them backwards a bit. And then we'll just hit apply. And what we could do is we could, we could just add another modifier to do an array of these, but I'll just duplicate this instead by hitting Shift D and then clicking the left click. And we can just move these and rotate them by hitting R and then Z. Let's rotate on the Z axis, and then we'll just kind of move these into position. Can move that back. Maybe we'll rotate a little bit more on the Z. Somewhere around there. And alright. So that's fine for now. And so next thing we need to do is we need to set up our empty, and what that's going to be is what our camera focuses on. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Add, or we can just go to Shift A and choose Empty. And if we get out of camera view here, we can just kind of position this towards wherever we want the focus to be, okay, or whatever we want to be in focus. So I want it to be the text, so I'll just move it there, and just go ahead and go back to the camera view. And so now all we need to do to set up the depth of field is just go to Camera, and then we'll go to the object data for the camera. And if we go down to depth of field, it gives us an option to select what we want to be in focus, or what we want the camera to focus on. Okay, so we'll just choose empty. And one thing to take note is that, as with just about everything in Blender, a little bit goes a long way, so you don't want to bump the size up to 1. You just want to do it maybe 0.01, okay, or maybe even 0.02. Just remember that if you bump it up 1 and 2 and so on, then that's that is a lot of aperture. And so it's just handy to remember that with Blender, a little bit goes a long way. Okay, so we can just go ahead and add some materials to give a little little life to the scene. I'll just go to new material, and we will make this a glass material, and I'll turn the roughness to maybe 0.5. Okay, and if we just select the ball particles or the array, we'll just make these we'll make a material for these two, and we will make this a glossy material. Then we'll give it a roughness of 0.1, or however you want to do it. And then we'll select the other ball particles, and we'll give this the same material as the other. And we can change the color actually. We'll make it a, I don't know, like a blue, a nice blue. And maybe we'll change this to, I don't know, like a, I don't know, maybe a magenta. Doesn't really matter. And so next thing we need to do is we need to set up our lighting. So we'll just hit Shift A. We can do just a simple plane to do the lighting. Of course, in the example image I showed you, I did lighting with a cone array, but we'll just keep it simple. So we'll make a plane, and we'll just move that up. We go out of camera view, just kind of scale this. Doesn't need to be too big, and we can go ahead and right click on this default lamp and just delete that. And then we'll move this kind of just kind of move that up and maybe back. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to the camera view by hitting 0 on the numpad. Alright, and let's just maybe position these a little bit. Or actually maybe we can kind of scale these ones down and then position them, just to give it some variance. Okay. And so if we go to our plane, plane 01 or whatever it will be called in your composition, just select the light plane that we're going to make, and we'll add a material for it by hitting New Material. And on the surface we will choose Emission, and if we go ahead and go to Rendered, kind of zoom in here and give it a chance to render. And as you can see, we got some nice subtle depth of field going on. So everything behind the text, or actually everything behind the empty, because that's what our camera's focusing on, is blurred out. And we can bump that up a little bit more actually. We'll turn this up to maybe 0.5. Alright, and so that looks great. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. My name is Evan Duarte, and I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to follow us on Twitter @RealEpicEffects, and I'll see you later.